This is 22 and 23 Bone Chrome U football. 6-box mixer number 4. 6-box mixer number 4. 4 2022s and 2 2023s. We did start a new case on the 2022s. Everything ships. Everything ships. Nah, I don't want to bet anything, but just a gentleman's bet. I just don't like doing that with customers. I know you're a friend too, but you know how it goes. Bryce Young, $3.99. Gentleman's bet. No, I'm not scared. I wonder what the line would be for that game, though. What do we got here? Double Jalen Carters. My boy Nico, Purple Shim. Q James C in the chat. Clayton Tune for Houston. $1.99. When is that game? I mean, it's not week. It's like not until either middle of the season or towards the end of the season. I mean, obviously it's going to depend on where each team is at that point in the season, but all right. Yeah, talk to me the week of. I'm sure you will remember. Talk to me the week of. Hey, Tennessee spot, baby. Beatles, Hendon Hooker, green, refractor, Bowman first autograph, 52 out of 99. Right in the middle, October 12th. Will Rogers, Mississippi State, $1.99. Nice hit, Mississippi State, Mookie. First box. We're gonna smoke them. Here's the thing, though. Both teams are going to be having. I do believe both teams this upcoming season are gonna. They were both teams that are really building. The past couple years, finally, both teams really got quarterbacks in place. I haven't bought tickets for the Backyard Brawl yet, but I have went the past 2 years, so I would like to go. I haven't got anything quite set up yet, but we shall see. I definitely would like to and want to go. Just have a bunch of stuff going on, and I also got to see about our football schedule, the youth football team schedule, because apparently we're gonna try to do some night games this year, and they're also, most of our games, our president said it's going to be on Saturday. We did some games for Saturday, some games for Sunday last year, but he said he's going to push for a lot more Saturday games, and then he also wants to do at least one night game, but potentially more night games. So with that kind of up in the air, I haven't pulled the trigger to get tickets, but I have went ever since they started it back up 2 years ago. I was like, I'm going. I'm like, that's the game I'm going to. That's the one I want to go to, because whether it's in Pitt or it's in West Virginia, I can go to each. Like, Pitt's actually closer. I prefer to go to Morgantown, but Pitt's actually closer, so I can go to each one of those. So it's like, some of these games, it's like, there's no way I'm going to go to the away games, but I can make it to both of those. So I was trying to make it a tradition with me and my wife to go to those, but if it falls on a day of a youth football game, then yeah, it makes it rough. But last year we had a game that day, but it was like a 9 o'clock kickoff or 8:30 kickoff. I think it was 9 o'clock kickoff, but we had to be there at like 8 o'clock. So it was all right, because by the time the game was over and we got home, we were able to get the kids over to Grandma's, and then we drove to Morgantown. So it wasn't too bad. But if it's a night game, then there's just no way, So I gotta figure that out still. Waiting to get our schedule back, so that won't be for a little while, at least another month or two. Having kids is the best and worst thing that'll ever happen to you. It's the best and worst. It's the best and worst. Drew Aller to 150, Penn State. You get all the enjoyment of watching the kids grow up and doing all this, watching them in the games and everything. All that's so great. The loving it whenever they're loving to you, and they call you dad and all this stuff. It's great, right? Until you got to deal with all the, I don't really care too much about practices, but taking them to school, taking them to all these places, taking them on their birthdays, doing all this shit that they want to do that you don't want to do, spending time doing stuff that they want to do that you don't want to do, all the crying and all that stuff. It's the best and the worst thing that'll ever happen to you. I literally tell that to everybody. Wally for Mississippi State. There's so many good moments, but there's also like a ton of bad moments with all the hecticness and the stress and the the baby and all this stuff, paying for everything. But there's a lot of good moments too. Bo Nix to 399 purple. Tony Grimes refractor autograph for North Carolina, $4.99. James C, North Carolina. I must have been wrong because I think I kept telling you on the Fanatics Live that it was took just 2023 had Drake May, but I forgot about Grimes in 2022. Stetson refractor. Oh, I 100%. I have Jahmyr Gibbs, Alabama spot, baby. Bowman first autograph. I do not care. When it comes to my kids, I do a lot of things. I go above and beyond for my children. I do, so I do not feel any sort of way by saying to people like I do a ton for my kids. I really do feel like I'm a great dad. I do not feel like I'm a bad dad whatsoever. I'm always playing with my kids. I take them outside. We do all kinds of stuff with our kids all time. Like the summer months, we try not to let them be sitting idle. We're always taking them to different parks, amusement parks, swimming and fishing and all that kind of fun stuff. We go on vacations. I read to my children every single night. I go to every single practice that my son has ever had. Sons, soccer, karate, football, basketball. Obviously coach the football team. I live for my children. My kids are numero uno in my life. Whatever my kids need, I will. That's what I need to do. Yeah, I love my kids. I have fun with my kids. Play with them every single day. Even yesterday, it was actually quite sad. I had a football coaches meeting, which I didn't get the information that I wanted. I think I'm going to call the president maybe after work today, or I don't know if I want to bug him over the weekend or not, but didn't get clarification on who's going to be coaching the Division 2 and Division 3 football teams yet. For whatever reason, they keep dragging their feet. I don't think it's because of my football team. I think it's the Division 2 team for whatever reason. I don't know, but regardless of that, we had a football coaches meeting yesterday. So after going live all day, and then I come home, eat dinner, and then I had to quickly go over there for the football coaches meeting. And my son, whenever I told him I had to go there, he started crying because he wanted to play with me, and he hasn't been able to see me all day, and he thought he was going to be able to play whenever I got home and after dinner. And because he obviously, he didn't know that I had to go to a coaches meeting or whatever, but so he was my youngest one. He was crying about that, so that broke my heart seeing him do that. So then I promised him I'd play with him extra, over the next couple of days this weekend and all that kind of stuff. So, but that was sad, but at the same time, it's a good feeling knowing that your kids want to hang out with you and they want to play with you, and so. Unfortunately, I didn't have any of that growing up. Me and my brothers were never number one for our parents, so that was always I don't know. To me, it was normal because I grew up that way, but becoming an adult and everything, you start to realize that, your life wasn't that normal. That was not okay, certain things, so I try to do better, and my dad wasn't around at all, so always vowed that thanks, man. I always vowed that I would always do better, so that's what I'm trying to do. Sure, make plenty of mistakes along the way, but no one's ever perfect. But one of my biggest things is the Wally $2.99 for Mississippi State is the sporting stuff, going to the games, going to the practices, because I was always one of those kids where parents just drop you off, you go to practice, they come pick you up, they don't stay and watch. Singleton, Purple Shimmer, it's actually kind of sad to be honest, but no parents ever came to any of our games or anything. Calzada gold shim for Virginia to 50. From like whenever you're younger, like it's kind of like they have to come to the game because they have to drop you off, and it's like, so it's like they had to. But then like from middle school up until my senior night of high school, I did not have a parent come to any of the football games that I had. Like senior night they did for high school because it was like I pretty much like forced them into it because we did like a middle school senior night. Trevor Etienne, Flo Rida, base, Bowman first autograph. For middle school football in 8th grade, they do like a senior night for the 8th graders, right? And no one showed up for me, and they had like all the parents walk the kids out onto the field, and you give your mom a rose and that kind of deal. And no one came, and I had the coach walk me out because my parents came, and my parents didn't come. So it was like, hey, Jordan Travis, nice. Florida State, baby. Nick B, nice hit, man. 15 out of 75. Almost jersey. So that was like, obviously, did not like that aspect of stuff growing up. And so whenever I had kids, it's like, that is like super important to me. It may not be the most important thing to everybody, but just because of, that situation for me, that's a huge thing for me, is being at the practices and making sure, like, I love whenever I'm at a practice or whatever, like, give you an example of basketball practice, and my son makes a shot during a drill, and he looks over and he sees, he's smiling and happy that he just made a shot, and he looks over, and I'm over there paying attention to him. Not only am I there, but I'm not looking at my phone, and I'm sitting there watching what he does. So anytime he looks over, he knows that I'm watching him, and I give him the thumbs up or whatever, and he gives me a thumbs up back. And so, precious little moments. Oh, James, don't be doing that Brian with the Y stuff. So there's your heartfelt Wolf's Card Breaks talk there. That's one of the major reasons why I love football. Because it was like the one thing that was always consistent in my life growing up. Like going to football, I could watch football, play football games, video games, regardless of whether anybody was there or not. Like I didn't care. I just wanted to go. And then of course, like I was, whenever you don't have a whole lot of parental guidance growing up, you may act a certain way, so I was always kind of a more aggressive kid and whatever, so football allowed me to really, and I was always really good at football, so obviously I liked playing it because I was good at it and I could run people over, and it was fun. No, you're good. I'm sure no one cares. I'm actually going still pretty quick. Actually, I think I was moving slower on the last break. Oh yeah, what is up with that guy? That guy's weirdo. I need to figure out how I can block on Fanatics Live. Can't figure that out. That guy's a weirdo. Yeah. I agree with that, Jason K. Like I said, whenever I'm watching my son, and even in the practices, not even just the games, like I'm not a parent that, you drop your kid off and you leave or you go, but you're on your phone or you're talking. Sometimes I'll chit chat with other parents or whatever, but like my focus is on my kid. I want to see what my kid's doing, and I've always, again, like there was always I would go to football games not knowing if anybody was going to go there, even though it would be 6 years of no one going to any games, but every game, what would I be doing? I'm looking up into the stands, trying to see if anybody's there. No one's there. Whenever my son looks over, I'm already looking at him. He doesn't even have to look at me. If I see him looking up, trying to find me, I'm I'm already there. And then, of course, on top of that, for football, I'm actually a coach on the field with him, practicing with him, talking with him. And I think that's why he loves football. Out of any other sport, I don't coach any of the other sports. So football, he loves football. He can't wait for football. He lives, breathes football. And I love it. I love it. I love that he gets that excited about football. It makes me want to coach even more. Dang, 6'4". I'm 6'2". I've been 6'2" since probably junior year of high school. McNamara, purple to $3.99, Michigan. Yeah, I was always mostly football. I did little league baseball and stuff, but I was mostly football and just a tad bit of basketball. Orange, Graham Mertz for Wisconsin. 52 Bowman, 5 out of 25. Jersey number, orange refractor. My problem was I didn't get to play like all the sports. I was never like, oh, I'm in, like a lot of my buddies were like, they were football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, track and field, all that stuff, but I never had anybody to be able to, unfortunately, again, the parental help and guidance was never there, so I didn't have much for like being able to go, having somebody take me to practice and figuring out the logistics of all that was just, I knew if I could just do football, I could figure out the football piece, and I was always really good, so like the coaches wouldn't mind if I needed a ride, they'd pick me up. Gold, Israel A for Pitt. Gold wave to 50 or gold ray wave. So if I needed, coaches to come pick me up or whatever, they always would, because I was always one of the better kids on the team. So it was always, but if I knew, like, if I can just do football, just focus in on, even at a young age, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do all this. So if I want to do one, it's better just pick one and ride out the one. Holden for Alabama. Right on, Jason. You're a good guy, Jason. Oh yeah, that was the problem with me in high school and why I didn't do much with, I was always really good, but I never ended up doing much with football. I didn't do anything with football after high school because it was like I had no one pushing me, no one to do anything, no help, and I was always, chasing girls and boozing and all that stuff in high school because I had, I'd sneak out. I'd literally go out my window. I'd come in the one night. I didn't sneak out of my window because if I snuck out of my window, I'd leave my window open so I can come back. But if I was staying at a buddy's house and some crap went down, so I had to leave early. And then my window was locked because, and then I had to tap on Austin's window. I was like, he woke up. He's like, what in the hell? Because it's also, we were living in an apartment on the 3rd floor of this crappy ass building. Yeah. And I was like, so I had to tap on Austin's window. And he's like, what are you doing?
It's like 2:30 in the morning you were tapping on my window. On like the 2nd, 3rd story. What was it?
We lived on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
So I had to climb. Yeah, I had to climb up because I had to climb up the fire escape and walk across the gutter to get up there.
You didn't even say anything to me either. I just opened it up and you just walked in.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, how many with our parents had no, they didn't have no clue. Like I said, I would do whatever.
Stayed away.
Yeah, oh my gosh, there was one time I remember I was. Oh yeah.
There was a whole summer I just stayed away the entire summer. And Mom thinks I'm just camping.
Yeah, yeah.
Cell phone service real bad. I can't get back to you.
Well, that was a thing too. We didn't have cell phones until I bought my own cell phone whenever I started working at McDonald's whenever I was 17. So no one could ever get a hold of me. So that was a blessing and a curse, really. But yeah, there was times where yeah, that was always an issue. I always had it. Yeah. Always, yeah. So if you got kids, parent your kids. But I think that's what's crazy is our parents' generation, or at least my parents' generation, some of you guys might even fall into this, so you might not be part of this, but I do feel like that generation of people, what is terrible. Like the boomers, like kids.
Oh yeah.
Like our parents' generation.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Like they were feeding us all this junk. You know what I mean? Like all like think about like what we know now about like red dye 40 and all these different dyes and stuff and food and everything, and we were getting fed all that stuff. Our stepdad was buying me snuff at 14 years old. Like they were just like it was just like a terrible, and like there's so many like friends of ours that their parents would like were like, you know, helping us go out and drink, and they were driving like they were like a terrible group. And now like the millennial people like yeah, like a big thing is like the like millennials like really care about their kids and really focus on their kids. I think I saw something where it was like millennial dads are like, I don't know what the percentage is, but like just in general, to hear me out, it's like are so much more involved with their children than like any other generation of dads until like way back when sort of deal. Like they are so much more involved in their kids' life and everything just because of Well, that's also another piece of why I kind of want to do some more night streams too, is because, you know, I like doing the day streams. You know, it's nice to be done at 5 o'clock and go back and with my kids and stuff. But like, especially during the summer here, I'd like to hang out with them during the day, go live at night. I might wake up a couple hours after they do, but like, then I have all day to hang out with them while I'm breaking at night. So. Like that's been a piece of this, is like I've been hanging out with my kids less because I've been during the day. Granted, they have school and stuff now too, so there's that piece of it. But even still,
you know,
I have no clue if Marcy knows that. All right, guys, 2023. We're burning through breaks today, so burning through breaks today. I am going to have you hop on here, though, just so you are aware. Like, you're going to be streaming a little bit today. Yeah.
You might be able to clear out the site.
That's the goal. I mean, I replenish some stuff because, like, if it doesn't sell out today, the thought process is to be ready for you on Sunday.
Yeah.
But at the very least, like, so far, like, not counting what I've replenished up, like, we're on target to clear it. It's just that damn 2020 iMac. 3 out of 99, Mario Williams green shim. Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like the industry and Topps is going towards that Fanatics Live, right? They're obviously trying to push people towards that, and they want their platform to do good, so they're going to spend money to make sure it does good. I want to be a part of that, but at the same time, this infancy stage that they're in, it's like I can't just go all out on Fanatics Live. It's just they don't have enough traction over there quite yet. $3.99 Barnes purple, but at the same time, I want to be a part of that growth. You know, that's why I try to get in, you know, pretty early on, and I'm going to we're definitely going to keep that part of our arsenal of, you know, live stream platform, YouTube and Fanatics Live, but Stover, $3.99 for Ohio State. Baldwin, Baylor, base auto. Yeah, and like my plan is to keep it going here. I mean, you know, who knows what stipulations or Fanatics blows up and we're just like killing it over there and we transition all over there. I mean, that's not my game plan, but you know, plans change and different stuff happens. Drew Pine for Arizona State to 150. Autograph. But my plan is definitely to run them side by side, and another plan to run them both, and then like I said, I don't know, who knows, you know, you never know, like maybe in 2 or 3 years Fanatics Live is done and then we're just all on YouTube. I don't see that happening. Like I said, I see Topps and Fanatics really pushing Fanatics Live to the top for the the top live selling platform in the industry, sports card industry. Granted, not quite there yet, but I do think give it time, it will be, and that's like I said, it's why I wanted to be a part of that and be on there. But they're not quite there yet. But who knows? You never know what's going to happen. And Star Wars opening for May the 4th. Is there any Star Wars products coming out between now and then? I don't have any Star Wars. Never do all the time fanatics. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's not my plan at all. Like I said, I'm not saying I'll never say never, because like I said, I never know what the situation is. But yeah, I like owning my own website and having my own YouTube channel, and but at the same time, Fanatics Live also offers a product that I am very interested in and do think it'll help out my business. So I don't want that sapphire. Is that sapphire good? I don't know. Is the checklist out? Does it seem good? I saw a lot of people complaining about it on Twitter, but I don't know if that was because of the price point or the checklist or what it was. I have to think about that though. May the 4th. Austin, write something down for me. Star Wars, May the 4th. We should at least try to get some sort of Star Wars for that day. We did go pretty good on Finest and Masterworks. We did several cases of each. That was the problem with that, though, is those two releases came out pretty close in proximity to each other, and then nothing comes out for a while. It's
Star Wars ones?
like buying into a break or breaking it.
Hobby shop. It was a couple of years ago now, I think.
It was like an archives type deal with
Yeah,
just one hit.
Just one hit, and it was a 4 out of 5. The guy who played R2D2, it was, I think, the last product to shoot in, because he died a couple months before the product came out. Ended up flipping it off the box for less than 100, and then 5x money.
Very good.
So I like Star Wars. I'm not the biggest.
Okay, JT. Hey, Aaron, appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that, man. I don't know if we're gonna fill up the Chrome Black today, because we broke 2 and then I listed that one up halfway through the stream. Definitely possible. I mean, I have it here ready to go. But at the very least, Sunday seems probably be most likely the day that we break it. But we definitely still have time today to get it fit in. Like I said, we'd have to pick up some steam, but appreciate that though. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I hear you on that. Yeah, I mean, everyone... I mean, you're spot on with that. I mean, there's obviously some Panini brands that people do like and appreciate, but at the same time, just the poor QC, and I'm not saying Topps is perfect either. O'Keefe to 99 Boston College Green Shim. But the Panini issues, all these different issues with Panini and everything, people do want to see Topps. Once all that gets kind of transferred over to Topps, I think, yeah, it's going to be... And I think at that point, you're going to see Fanatics Live be even bigger. Caleb Johnson, 199 blue for Iowa. Nice. I mean, there's so many things that are trash with Panini, so... Jerquavius Marks for Mississippi State. I like him. Good running back. Base auto. Come on. We haven't had a super fracture in so long. $3.99. Ukuba for Clemson. Purple. Ruben Owens, Texas A&M running back. Gold. Bowman first autograph. Gold to 50. 33 out of 50. Other conference. Anything else in here? Drew Aller base shimmer. Nope. 2022-2023 Bowman Chrome U football 6-box mixer. This was break number 4. Get a recap going here in just a moment. I have enough boxes to be able to run 5 and 6. That'll clear 1 case of 23 and 2 cases of 22 by the time we're done with 5 and 6. 5 and 6 will get posted up Monday night. Is when I'm going to post up new breaks moving forward here. It's what I've been doing. Sometimes it's been a little off depending on Fanatics Live and everything, but moving forward here, Monday night is going to be definitely going to be the set time. We're going to post up breaks Monday night. So you will see more of these Bowman Chrome football mixers get posted up. And definitely hop in, guys. I'm not charging what the boxes are retailing at. Like I said, the boxes were cheaper just like 2 weeks ago, or whenever we first ran the first go of these, which was probably about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Boxes were cheaper than when they are now, and I made sure my prices were cheaper than what the boxes were. So now the prices has gone up, and my prices are cheaper than what the boxes were at previously. So now it's like really good deal. Panini has done well with WWE. Topps didn't invest a whole lot of time and effort in WWE, and it showed. They just mostly did a lot of like the flagship stuff, right? The hobby box, 24 packs, and everything. Panini has done really good with WWE. I will agree with that. They have done pretty well. The impeccable, and yeah, they've actually done pretty well with WWE. I will agree with that. Unfortunately, it's like takes forever for us to fill up any WWE in here for whatever reason. We used to do a decent amount, but it's been a little tough recently. But yeah, like they have done pretty well. Top Series 1 baseball. I have jumbo boxes. 2024 Top Series 1 baseball. Didn't you just get some? You got off of Fanatics Live, right? Didn't you? $1.99 a box, I think I said on Fanatics Live. Well, it isn't March anymore, and you are March. Yeah. You got a point there, James. We did have a good run in March. No, because you only got 1, and I have 3 jumbos left. All right, guys, Bowman Chrome U football 6-box mixer number 4. Thank you.